There's no such belief pattern in Ifa that this particular force exists. Now, evil forces do exist, but those are entities. Those are forces. It's not one central force that's even over all of these other forces and orchestrating every bit of evil that we see in the world. Okay, so you don't have that excuse to just be like, the devil made me do it type of energy. The tradition does acknowledge that there are absolutely constructive and destructive forces, and actually it creates a natural balance. It's kind of like the concept in the Chinese philosophy of yin and yang. There actually has to be that balance of, that good and evil. I'm trying to kind of do this sign or what have you, of yin and yang. So there has to be that balance of forces. The goal, again, is for you to stay toe that between line, to stay on the middle of the spectrum to maintain balance, right? And once you're doing that, for the most part, you're going to be okay. It's not like, I just walk and I do everything good and I'm completely protected. No, because evil forces are always going to try you. The more actually you try to walk good and do good, the more you're going to be tempted and tested, because those forces want to get you off balance. People confuse, though. They confuse Eshu with Satan. We see this a lot in posts and things like that. I personally feel like way too much attention is given to it by traditionalists to try to always say Eshu is not Satan. It is needed to a certain degree, but we shouldn't always be trying to explain ourselves by our tradition. It's either like you come to the tradition, you accept it, you embrace it, or you don't. Nobody should consistently be trying to prove that Eshu isn't Satan. But just to give my spiel here, because I was asked about these dynamics, this is a confusion, right? Because of the colonial era, missionaries teaching that, Eshu is Satan. It was just a corruption, a demonization. It was written, I forget what the text is, and they took it and ran with it. And now they consistently say this in Western context, that Eshu is not the devil. If you really go and you do your research, you'll understand the essence of Eshu. You're asking here, you say, is there an Orisha who is associated with controlling a Jogun or working with them to not cause destruction? So there's no Orisha that's like just controls them all together. All Orishas are helpful in controlling them. It depends on which ones are trying to attack you and how they're trying to attack you, and the time frame. So when you go and get a reading or what have you, and it says that you have, certain forces walking against you or working against you, rather, it'll tell you which Orisha you need to feed in order to get help with that. Now, I can't say definitely Iyami will work. Iyami and Eshu at some level will work heavily in those areas, but sometimes you might need to feed Ogun, right? Because Ogun is very, very helpful as that warrior spirit, but it could be another energy. It really depends on how they're reaching out, trying to attack you. So it's not like, again, one central force, even from the Orisha end, that this is the only Orisha that's protecting you against those evil forces. Okay. So going back to what we were talking about with Eshu. So Eshu, that's that divine messenger. All messages, all understanding, knowledge, and wisdom is going to come through Eshu when we go and communicate with the Orishas and give offerings and things like that. So that's what Eshu is about. Eshu also enforces divine order, enforces that balance. So if you do wrong, you are going to receive punitive measures for that. And when you do, you might look at it like as if it is evil, but it is not. Eshu is also known as like this trickster spirit. So Eshu sometimes tricks people, but it's for their own good. It's to teach you wisdom. It's to teach you a lesson. And so again, some of his tricks, some of, how he punishes can look evil, but it is not by any means evil, right? It's even so, like when people talk about the devil in Christianity, a lot of times people are really just getting their just reward, but they don't see that, right? So they don't see the things that they did in the past is coming back around to them in another form, but they're experiencing hardships in their life, and it's all of a sudden, well, the devil is trying me, so forth and so on, when it really could just be usually is just their deeds coming back around to them.